blow.
Usyk.
He an Usyk fan, bro.
You right.
That is your guy, though.
Usyk's a good dude. He's a hell of a fighter.
Usyk
He's
gonna
on the
win.
belt.
I would have to compare him to Evander Holyfield, and I think he would have done very well.
I think that's the great way to cap it, bud. A salute, Don Usyk, the great Usyk.
Boxing legends agree that Oleksandr Usyk is nearly unbeatable because of his exceptional skill and ring intelligence. Anthony Joshua points out that Usyk doesn't rely on raw power but on top-notch technique, precise footwork, and perfect timing. His talent for outsmarting and outmaneuvering opponents makes him a fighter no one can easily figure out, and that's why champions and legends alike see his dominance as the result of pure boxing mastery rather than sheer strength.
Daniel Dubois against Oleksandr Usyk. Realistically, has he got any chance? We've got 30 seconds.
Of course he has. Look, it's a tough ask, of course. You know, the thing with Usyk is he doesn't depend on his power to knock you out. He depends on his skill. That's why it's a tough ask, because he's going to box rings around you if you let him. Dubois, good luck. Don Charles, good luck. Great British boxing, good luck. We potentially might have a heavyweight championship back on.
Terence Crawford has openly admired Oleksandr Usyk, always picking him to win in every major heavyweight prediction no matter the opponent. Before the Tyson Fury fight, Crawford explained that Usyk's footwork, timing, and combination punching are too advanced for most heavyweights to handle, and even the biggest, strongest fighters struggle against his movement-focused style. Crawford believed that skill and technique would always beat size and power, and his prediction proved accurate when Usyk dominated Fury with a clear, convincing victory, showing why he is regarded as one of the smartest and most skilled boxers in the world.
The undisputed heavyweight champion of the world. Is it going to be Usyk or Dubois?
Usyk, hands down.
What? But you seen the first fight though, what they had,
Usyk.
right? Did you see the first fight?
It was a low blow. Usyk.
You a lying dog.
I don't know, that blow was...
If that blow landed on you like that, you wouldn't say that as a... You would say what?
Usyk.
You would say it's a low blow if it was landing on you.
Right,
yeah,
yeah.
that makes sense. But that wasn't a...
It wasn't low.
No, I'm not mad at the ref for calling that a low blow.
Usyk.
He an Usyk fan, bro.
You right.
That is your guy, though.
Usyk's a
Usyk.
good dude. He's a hell of a fighter.
Usyk
He's
gonna
on the
win.
belt.
But the first time before Usyk fought Tyson Fury, did you think Usyk could beat Tyson Fury?
Usyk.
Truthfully, no.
I picked him both times. Stop
No, the
playing
first
me.
time you picked him?
Both times.
Because you was high on Tyson Fury at one time.
Both times. I knew the movement was gonna give Tyson Fury problems. Tyson Fury, you know what I mean, is a great heavyweight champion, but he never was fighting people that's as elusive as him.
Lennox Lewis, a former undisputed heavyweight champion, praised Oleksandr Usyk for his outstanding technique and high ring IQ. Lewis said Usyk's skill set would have been strong enough to compete even in the golden era of heavyweights that featured fighters like Mike Tyson and Evander Holyfield. Coming from someone who ruled the division during such a tough and competitive time, that comparison carries real weight. Lewis also noted that Usyk's ability to adjust during a fight and his sharp understanding of the ring would have helped him handle the toughest opponents from any generation.
Usyk would have done in your era, the era of Lennox Lewis, Riddick Bowe, Evander Holyfield, Mike Tyson. How do you think he would have done against you and your contemporaries?
I would have to compare him to Evander Holyfield, and I think he would have done very well. Very well. I don't think he would have lasted against me because, you know, I throw a mean uppercut in there, and I noticed he gets caught with uppercuts, so he wouldn't have been able to stand up to my uppercut.
Teddy Atlas gave Oleksandr Usyk the highest level of praise, saying that no fighter in boxing today stands above him and that he has fully earned his place as champion. Atlas pointed out that Usyk's strong presence in the ring had a clear psychological impact on Daniel Dubois during their fight. From the very first bell, Usyk looked calm, confident, and in control, while Dubois appeared unsure and hesitant. Atlas explained that it was not only Usyk's technical skill that gave him the advantage, but also the powerful confidence he carried into the ring, which seemed to affect Dubois even before the punches started landing.
Nobody. He's staring and doing the stare the first fight before the fight, I always say, and he's staring him down. And who breaks it off first? Wow, okay. But it's not just that. It's that after that, Usyk is Usyk. He's the champ. He's confident. He's got his hands up. He's standing there to the crowd. You know, he's doing this. And you can see Dubois like the kid at the party that all of a sudden wasn't included in the games that all the other kids were playing, and he's trying to find his way back. He's trying to find his way back into the games. He's trying to. You know what I mean, bud? You've seen that with the kid, the awkward kid, and he's trying to get back with, and he doesn't know where to go. Do I go over here where the kids are? Do I go over here? Do I just wait for them to come to me? And he's lost, and you could see it. And there's the Usyk just like this, and he's like looking at Usyk. He don't know. Should I start a confrontation with him? Should I pick up? Should I make up for what I didn't do there? Should I stare at him? Should I look at him? Or should I go back over here? Should I get in front of him? He's a guy that he's uncomfortable in his own skin sometimes. And that's at play. Part of that is at play. At the end of the day, what happened was, from an analytical standpoint, they're looking for the southpaw killer, the right hand. They look too much for it. The delivery system, it's got to be there. That wasn't the delivery system that you want, where you're launching right hands, where you're reaching with right hands. That's not the delivery system. There should have been a little feint. Make him make his move back. Make the counter punchers show the counter. Make him show it to, like playing cards. Make the guy show his...
Oleksandr Usyk is now being recognized by many boxing analysts as one of the greatest fighters ever. After dominating the cruiserweight division and becoming undisputed champion, he moved up to heavyweight and defeated top opponents multiple times, including Anthony Joshua, Daniel Dubois, and Tyson Fury. What makes it even more impressive is that at 38 years old, Usyk shows no signs of slowing down. His performances continue to go beyond what people expect at his age, and many experts now believe there may not be a current fighter with the skills to beat him, making every fight a chance to witness a truly historic career.
It's at heavyweight. He's now beaten Joshua twice. He's beaten Fury twice. He's beaten Dubois twice. He's cleared out cruiserweight. He's cleared out heavyweight. He's undisputed for the second time. Every accolade you could possibly do, and he's done it in under 25 fights. We're watching greatness. We're running out of superlatives. We're running out of ways to describe this man, because this was systematic. This wasn't a 12-round beatdown, Chris. This wasn't, moments where Fury has some success, moments where Joshua has success. He dismantled Dubois, who couldn't have been riding higher into this fight coming off of the win over Joshua, and he knocks him out, leaves no doubt. He's knocking guys out now at 38? Is that what we're doing?
I'm going to go back to the one word that I used, and I went like slightly viral for this last year after the Tyson Fury, I think maybe the first fight. I was like, the guy's unbeatable. You can't beat him. I don't see him losing. He just doesn't know how to lose. The guy just finds a way to win no matter what. And now he's finding ways to win and just separating himself from all these guys. And I disagree. I thought Daniel Dubois came out with a great game plan at the beginning of the round. In round one, he came out relaxed. He was
the first 30 seconds, maybe.
No, the whole first round. Usyk stole it in the end because he landed a big shot. But like the whole first round, Dubois actually looked really good. He backed Usyk up into the corners. He kept him along the ropes most of the time. He was landing hard jabs over the top. If you go back and watch the first round, I've never seen Usyk get hit that way. He got hit with shots as over his shot. Boom, and you saw Usyk's head go down. I was like, whoa. I'm like, this guy's got a good game plan. He's jabbing with Usyk from a higher position and coming over the top of the south.
Many people in the boxing world believe Oleksandr Usyk has already secured his legacy. His achievements at cruiserweight alone place him among the sports elite, including becoming undisputed champion and winning the Muhammad Ali Trophy. What raised his status even higher was moving up to heavyweight and continuing to win against top opponents. Fans and critics now agree that Usyk has nothing left to prove, and every fight he takes from this point simply adds more to a career that is already considered legendary.
Undisputed cruiserweight champion, two-time undisputed heavyweight champion, Muhammad Ali Trophy. There's literally nothing else to do. I think the man needs to retire, and I think what I've just said there, that is an all-time great, without even question, resume and legacy. So I think he needs to bow out. But the interview he gave with Ade in the ring on Saturday night, he didn't categorically state he'd retire. He said he's going to go home and rest. He deserves a rest. He's earned the rest. But we don't know necessarily what he's going to do next. I've said I think he should retire. But if he does carry on, what are we thinking? Who do we think he should fight next? Now, I've already recorded a video. It might go up first. I might put this up first. I don't know yet. On Tyson Fury, because he's still trying to peddle this narrative that he beat Oleksandr Usyk both times and he wants a trilogy fight. I don't want to see a trilogy fight with Tyson Fury unless he goes out and he earns it. If he earns the trilogy fight, if he returns to the ring and he fights a Joseph Parker and Adrian Kabayel and he becomes mandatory, fair enough. Fair enough. There you go. You've earned it. I won't gripe about that. 100%. I don't want to see him just jump the queue. I don't want to see that. I don't want to see a trilogy with Anthony Joshua, who certainly hasn't earned it. I don't want to see a trilogy with Derek Chisora, who technically, although I'm not even going to go there with Chisora, because is he IBF mandatory? Is he not? What's going on there? Don't know what's going on there. But I don't want to see a trilogy with Derek Chisora. Although saying that, as much as I don't want to see it, because these are the names he mentioned, with respect, Chisora has probably the best claim to have earned a title shot out of those three names. He does. Because Joshua's going off the back of a devastating loss. He's not fought for almost a year. It'll be over a year by the time he does fight. Tyson Fury, back-to-back loss to Oleksandr Usyk, doesn't deserve a title shot until he goes out and earns one. At least with Chisora, Gerald Washington, Joe Joyce, and Otto Wallin, at least he's got some.
While Tyson Fury appears interested in a third fight, many people in boxing question whether it is really necessary. Oleksandr Usyk has already shown his dominance by defeating Fury twice, so from a legacy point of view there is not much left to prove. Still, if Usyk chooses to keep fighting instead of retiring, a third match could happen because of fan interest or the financial reward. Right now, Fury seems to be the only one confident he can change the result, while most of the boxing world has accepted Usyk's superiority. One of the biggest reasons for his success is his exceptional ring IQ, as he does not rely on raw power or knockouts but instead studies his opponents carefully and adjusts round by round. His control of distance, pace, and angles makes him extremely difficult to trap or outthink, and many analysts say that level of boxing intelligence cannot truly be taught. It is natural, which is why Usyk remains such a tough challenge for fighters in any weight class.
He's matured, he's punching harder than he's ever punched. Seems to be a different guy. I mean, if you know Daniel Dubois, he's a really lovely fella, big smile on his face. Don't speak a lot, but he always shakes your hand and says hello, and a nice guy. But a powerhouse. He can knock buildings down him with his punches. But Usyk's so clever. Usyk's that clever. He's just so clever. Though when Tyson fought each other, that was a marriage of minds, wasn't it? That was a marriage of minds, and everybody thinks he's going to walk through him. Well, nobody's walked through him yet, have they? Have you seen anybody walk through Usyk? Because I haven't.
Vladimir Klitschko, a legendary heavyweight, once sparred with Oleksandr Usyk and was impressed by his technique. He noted that Usyk's success isn't about size or power, but comes from years of disciplined training and refined skills. Klitschko said Usyk brings a rare technical mastery to the heavyweight division, blending the movement of a lighter fighter with the precise punching of a seasoned veteran.
I know what it feels like to stand in the ring and fight in a sparring session with Oleksandr. As I said, technical fighter, just absolutely technical fighter, and he has improved much more since we sparred, so he got even better.
If he wins on Saturday, would you like to see him retire then, go out on top?
That's his decision, whatever he want to do. I think everyone decides for himself when is the time to say goodbye.
You just have to ask as well, Vladimir, there's been a lot of talk that you've had a few conversations with Turki Al Sheikh, those here in Saudi Arabia, about returning yourself. Is that the case? Do we see you back in the ring maybe next year or something?
So 2025 is going to be very exciting. And, for this question, are you coming back?
After his recent victories, many people are calling Oleksandr Usyk the greatest heavyweight of all time. His record, achievements, and dominance in 2 weight divisions back up this claim. Unlike many past champions who stayed in one class, Usyk has moved up and beaten the top fighters in 2 very different divisions. In a sport where size usually matters most, his ability to overcome physical disadvantages with skill alone truly makes him stand out.
So Oleksandr Usyk just stopped Daniel Dubois in the 5th round, bro. And honestly, at this point, it's almost who can you compare to Oleksandr Usyk with? Like, bro, somebody got to nerf this nigga, bro. He stopped everybody in his era, bro, with a big name besides Deontay Wilder. But I feel like we all know who we know. But beating people like Anthony Joshua, Daniel Dubois, Tyson Fury, man, the list goes on, bro. And doing this coming from cruiserweight is actually insane, bro. Like, we actually got to start putting him in that conversation to GOAT, because I really don't see nobody you can put ahead of him, honestly, in my humble opinion. I guess you could put Ali in front of him for what he did outside the ring, but inside the ring, bro, I don't see nobody matching the skills of Usyk, bro. He got the timing, his footwork is crazy, he got stamina, like, he got everything that you want, especially in the heavyweight. He got poise, even if he get rocked. Like, he got a chin. Like, the dude got the whole package, bro. So, yeah, bro, somebody needs to nerf this nigga, man. Let me know what y'all think.
Oleksandr Usyk's greatness goes beyond his record. It's in the caliber of fighters he has beaten. His 2 victories over Tyson Fury, considered one of the best heavyweights of this era, are especially noteworthy. Usyk defeated Fury twice with control and professionalism, and these wins were clear demonstrations of dominance, not flukes or controversial decisions. The way he handled such elite opponents only reinforces his status as one of the sport's all-time greats.
Now, I'm not somebody to quickly put someone in the GOAT conversation, but Usyk is making a very, very good case. He's once again the undisputed heavyweight champion, which is an incredible accomplishment in its own right, but the guys he's beat are even more impressive. Tyson Fury looked unstoppable at one point. Usyk has beat him twice. Anthony Joshua was another guy who a lot of people expected to contend for that heavyweight title for a long time. Usyk has beat him twice. Then, of course, yesterday you had Daniel Dubois, a guy who some people thought could beat Usyk on the right day. Turns out the last 2 times he's gone against Usyk have not been the right day. Usyk has beat him. Most recently yesterday, where he beat him again in a knockout. He's undefeated. He's got a 62.5% KO rate. He is literally the undisputed heavyweight champion, #1 in the world. Not much else you can say, man. Usyk is absolutely ridiculous. He's the greatest fighter on the planet, and I don't really think there can be any debates on it at this point. There is not a heavyweight that can touch him. Granted, he is older. I think he's like 36 to 38, so he's actually aging a little bit. So it's going to be interesting to see how that impacts him. But for right now, man, Usyk is the guy. Again, I'm not someone who usually wants to put people in GOAT conversations this early. But look, it's about time to have some uncomfortable discussions about Usyk and your favorite boxer.
Tony Bellew, who once faced Oleksandr Usyk, described the fight as utterly exhausting, saying Usyk's non-stop pace and precise technical pressure completely wore him down. Bellew said he gave everything for 6 rounds, but by the 7th, he was both mentally and physically drained. This methodical style is exactly what defines Usyk. He doesn't rush. He dismantles opponents bit by bit until they have nothing left. His clash with Daniel Dubois was far more than a simple victory. It was a clear demonstration of his mastery, showing patience, control, and surgical precision in the ring. What made the performance even more impressive was how effortless it seemed. What was expected to be a tough fight turned into a showcase of skill, ending in the 5th round while Usyk maintained total command from start to finish. Fans and commentators were left stunned at the ease and dominance he displayed, highlighting a gap in class so wide it felt almost unfair. This fight, along with his career achievements, has fueled serious conversations about placing Usyk not just among the best of his generation, but as one of the greatest fighters in boxing history across all eras.
I think Usyk has eclipsed Tyson Fury, Anthony Joshua, and Deontay Wilder of this generation. He's the greatest heavyweight boxer of this generation. He's not afraid to face anybody. You understand? He defeated Anthony Joshua twice. He defeated Tyson Fury twice. He will knock out Deontay Wilder. So he's the greatest boxer. He's the greatest heavyweight boxer of this generation. So he defeated Daniel Dubois via knockout to become the undisputed heavyweight champion again. In the build-up to the game, he went and lost a lot of weight. And his style is southpaw, lefty. So he give you one, So he's the greatest heavyweight boxer of this particular generation. Like, he's just too good.
Oleksandr Usyk is now firmly recognized as one of boxing's all-time greats. His journey has exceeded expectations and silenced critics. Being Ukrainian, he didn't always get the same media attention or fan support that fighters from the UK or US often enjoy, and British audiences in particular were slow to recognize his talent. But behind the scenes, Usyk kept working, training relentlessly, honing his skills, and preparing to make a global impact. Now that he has, it's clear he was never truly under the radar. He was simply rising to a level beyond reach.
How high is Oleksandr Usyk all-time on the GOAT list? I've seen a lot of debate that he's top 5 already, top 10, shouldn't be in the top 10 yet. So here's my thoughts on it. I think you can put him anywhere from like number 4 to number 10 all-time, but he should definitely be in everyone's top 10. You know, 2-division undisputed champion at cruiserweight and heavyweight, and he probably has the 2 best undisputed runs of the 4-belt era. At cruiserweight, he beat everyone in enemy territory. Glowacki in Poland, Briedis in Latvia, Gassiv in Russia, Bellew in the UK. At heavyweight, he beat all the Brits, mostly on enemy territory twice. You know, Joshua twice, Fury twice, Dubois twice. You know, of that post-Mayweather-Pacquiao era, I think he's definitely the greatest. Now, I have Usyk number 8. For reference, I have Floyd 1, Manny 2, Ali 3, Robinson 4, Duran 5, Leonard 6, Roy Jones 7, and then Usyk at 8. I know there's a whole debate right now about Usyk and Ali. Of course, Usyk's more skilled than Ali, but I think Ali's resume is greater, which is why I have him higher. But I'm curious to know how high people have Usyk now all time, without recency bias.
That's a wrap for today's video. Stay tuned for the